So let's discuss on SaaS architecture. You understood, right? You don't have any
Mm-hmm.
doubts. Let's move to managed architecture. Okay, let's move to managed architecture. So now, Dynatrace server will be hosted on one SaaS architecture, one component I missed out yesterday. I will show you here managed architecture. I will use that. Okay. So Dynatrace server will be hosted on your customer data center. Okay. Customer environment. So this is your DT server. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So once you'll buy the license, have an agreement with Dynatrace, then they'll give you the link to install the Dynatrace server. Okay. Through your
Okay.
email. Okay. Suppose you are the right person and you bought the license from Dynatrace, then he will send it to you only. Okay. You can forward your team. Okay. Something like that. So once you'll buy the license, what the license, then
So one link can be used by multiple people to set up license on their local system,
let,
server on their local system.
let me complete my point. Okay, then you can understand. Okay, so
Okay.
suppose you are I'm owner of the Dynatrace. Okay, you are buying the
Mm-hmm.
license. Okay, from me. Okay, so I'll give you the link. Okay, so while buying itself, just like 3 node cluster, 1 node cluster, yeah, something, right? How you are going to implement? So you are going to buy 3 node cluster. Okay, so you can install the DT server on the 3 machine. Okay, are you getting my
Okay.
point? Are you getting my point? You cannot install then the 10 server or 20 server. Like how many node clusters you want? 1 node cluster, 2 node cluster, yeah, 3 node cluster, yeah, 6 node cluster. Depends, right? How much big high availability, HA you want to keep it.
Mm-hmm.
So any server goes down, then another server will be up to capture the data. Okay, the same way. So I will give you the link. Okay, yeah, so link with some command to install DT server. Okay, so
Okay.
just you understand, this is a DT server. It should be installed on your customer environment. Okay, either on
Okay.
AWS, yeah, Azure, yeah, GCP, yeah, you can say some physical. Okay, host on my data center. Yeah, you can have some there. Okay, now so this will be give you the link by sales team, Dynatrace sales team. Okay, they'll
Okay.
contact with technical team. They'll give you there is some process, right? So they'll give you that link and you can install that. Okay, so DT server
Mm-hmm.
installation you'll get it through Dynatrace. Okay, this is again. Now one agent. Okay, so one agent again will install on your target machine. Okay, one thing just you understand, on SaaS architecture and managed architecture, both everywhere is same. Okay, there is one more component is called mission control. Okay,
Okay.
mission control, what they used to do is their task is once mission control always run on Dynatrace environment,
Okay.
always, either SaaS or your manage. Okay, Dynatrace environment.
Okay.
What their task is. So in mobile also you are seeing, right, that app upgrade, OS upgrade, Android app upgrade, yeah, anything getting upgrade available, you are getting a notification, right? If you want to upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
you can upgrade. If you have automatic upgrade you have enabled, then it will be update automatically from backend. If you have mobile data or Wi-Fi data, right? The same way, mission control task is to validate the license status first. Validate the license status. Every minute they will check your license. Okay. Once you'll consume more 75%, you will get a pop-up on your Dynatrace portal. Okay. Like you have consumed 75% license, you have consumed DEM license around out of 2 lakhs, 1 lakh, something. Okay, so that validate the license. The task is the first to validate the license. Okay, one agent license.
Okay.
There have a lot of license we have. We here we have separate license. Okay, so their
Mm-hmm.
task is validate the license. Second task is check the server and agent health status. Health status. Okay, right. If I'm giving you the server to install in your environment, I'm the responsible, right? Whether that server or agent is healthy or not. Okay, correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So agents are healthy means is anything. Yeah, upgrade. Yeah, upgrade. So DT server you are using some version, right? Anything, any app, yeah, any agents you are using, there will be some version, right? So you are using 1.0 now. Okay, and definitely there will
Okay.
be some. Definitely it could there could be some bug, 5 bug, 10 bugs. It could be a bug somewhere. Okay. Again,
Mm-hmm.
developer they need to resolve the bug and they need to release new patch, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once they'll release a new patch with Jenkins or somewhere, so you will get a pop-up here, right, in your portal. So DT server new version is available. Please upgrade your DT server. Okay. So here is not like earlier it was like complete environment you are upgrading, but here like just you click that automatically from backend it will be upgraded. There is no harm for like you need to stop the server, all those things. There's no process. Just to automatic upgrade. Just like in mobile app you are upgrading your system, same way it will upgrade your DT server, yeah, agent also if you want to upgrade. So now you are using 1.19 and the latest version is one agent is 1.21 now. Okay. So you will get a pop-up. So one agent upgrade is available. If you want to wish to upgrade, you can upgrade. If you don't want, okay, you can keep it as 1.19. Okay. Something else. So this is for mission control task. Okay. For
Okay.
SaaS also same, manage also same. Okay. Because both will run on Dynatrace environment. Okay. It will connect via 443 only port.
Okay.
Only 443. Okay. Now,
So, I mean, what is like the basic difference between SaaS architecture and managed? Is like managed has the user or the customer has its own personal DT server
yeah,
to capture data.
yeah. So Dynatrace SaaS is you can say that data. Suppose you have a GDPR policy. Yeah, you don't want to leak your data. Suppose you are a
Mm-hmm.
banking finance company, a banking company. So all the data should be secure, right? That's the customer information, all those things. Okay, it should be secure, right? It should be in your premises and your data within your network. Okay. Now you are passing that data to DT cloud. Okay, so you are
Mm-hmm.
they can steal your data, right? They can steal and they can see in the Facebook you are creating an account and you are using it, right? But in Facebook, they can steal your data and they can sell the data, right? Something like somewhere you are filling the information on some app, right? You are giving the mobile number, phone number, all those things. Somewhere you have not registered also, you are getting a call. How? Someone is selling the data, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So to safer side, who those people are very strict on data security, all those things, they prefer manage. Okay, I don't bother about data security, customer data, all those things. Then I will go with SaaS. Anyway, data will be secure only because you should have some non-disclosure agreement, all those things. But anyway, people can do it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Someone can do it, right? In Facebook
But you,
also, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, sorry to cut you. I'm just saying in SaaS architecture, we install ActiveGate for the same reason, right? So, but
No, no,
still active.
no. You are installing ActiveGate to compress the traffic,
Okay.
not secure the data. Here,
I mean, like one of the benefits of ActiveGate also, and I'm not every data is going to Dynatrace actual server. I'm just asking.
No, no. See, one in SaaS architecture, ActiveGate is used for to compress the traffic. Then if you want to monitor your cloud environment, then you should have. If you are monitoring some synthetic monitoring from private location, then you should have. If you want to take any memory dumps and all, then you should have an environment activate. Okay, here in managed architecture, DT server will run in your customer environment. Okay, so you'll get us one installer file. You need to install that DT server on your VM, and then you can install the agents, all those things. You will get Dynatrace portal. Okay, here what you can do is you are creating an account. So once you are creating an account, they will assign one DT server to you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whenever you are creating a Dynatrace SaaS trial on portal, it's create once you'll give that all the information you will take, no, it is creating your account, something like that. Just will take 1 minute or 2 minutes, it will show something like that. So automatically it will be spin up one VM. They'll install all those things, they will do it for 14 days trial. If you want to convert in license, then they can expand it. Otherwise, automatically it will shut down the server. You are not able to connect to the VM. So whenever you log in, you set your license is expired. So that way they have done all those things automatic. But here in managed architecture, DT server will run on your data, your VM. So suppose my system, I have installed DT server, one system, another system, then system will up. So once I'll up the system, then only Dynatrace portal will up, because DT server is down means portal is down. So like that you can consider. Okay. Now you see.
Okay. And it also has is based on like free trial for 14 days, like SaaS
No,
or
manage. You won't get free trial. You need to contact with all those requirements and all with Dynatrace sales team. You need to justify that why you need manage environment as a trial. So once they will sales team will approve, then they will give you that license to install that DT server, all those things, manage details. Then you do it. Once it is done, then you need to convert in license. Okay, so there will be proper corporate policy. Okay, for manage, like me and you cannot, like we can take a managed trial. We did it, and then we after 14 days, yeah, 1 month, we throw back, right? In manage, in
mm-hmm.
SaaS we are doing that, right? Creating an account, using it, and after 14 days automatically get expired. We don't bother. But in manage, there should be a proper NDA. Sales team will come, they will understand your requirement. Lot of meetings will happen. Then they'll give you the license, manage license. Okay.
Okay.
Now, so DT server will run your customer data center. Okay. One agent will install on target machine. Either it is managed, yes, that's fine. Now you see here, so one agent will send the data, DT server,
Mm-hmm.
right? Here we have web UI. Now let me clear it, then you will get, oh sorry.
So multiple arrows you have made, these are all different traffic from
Because
different
see,
machines.
I'm sending data to Dynatrace. You are also sending a data to
Mm-hmm.
different OS, right? Different uh, target machine, yeah, application machine. You can say install the agent, so they will send the data, right?
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's the error I have. So this is your DT server. Okay, just okay. This is your mission control. This is your agent. Okay, running on target application. Okay, this is your web UI. Now let's understand now. So one agent is sending to data to DT server, right? So here we have two additional component. Okay, two
Okay.
additional component. In SAS we have one that is called only environment active gate. Here we have a two additional component. One is cluster active gate, and second is environment active gate. Okay, now you just to have a look at this architecture. Now you see. So this is your Dynatrace client. Okay,
Okay.
directly connected with Dynatrace managed node. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it's connecting, right? You can see the one way. Okay, one is and mission control always run on Dynatrace environment. Okay, here also run in mission control. You can see here, right? Here they have not mentioned, but you can see here mission control always run on Dynatrace environment. So mission control. Now there is one way, so we have connected. Second way, we are connecting with the cluster node, managed node, and this one. Second way, we are connecting with port 999 environment active gate, environment or cluster active gate. Then it is going to
Mm-hmm.
manage node. Okay, so
Okay.
so just to understand, I think this architecture you will get somewhat confused. Let me open another architecture. Now you see, this is this is your Dynatrace managed cluster. Okay, that we have
Okay.
shown you. So one node cluster, two node cluster, we can keep it. Okay, one agent is connecting with cluster node. Okay, and it is connected with web UI. Okay, you can see, right, it is connecting with web UI users, and there is one more CMC portal. Okay, and it is connecting with REST API. So I'll go to the now this architecture. So it is connecting with the DT server directly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The basic. This is web UI, and it is connecting with the CMC portal also. Okay, this is a Dynatrace cluster. You can say if it is more than one node, it will call as a cluster, right? How it will become a cluster? Like according to round robin process, if you have multiple server, then it will become a cluster. Okay.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Having multiple nodes only benefits one for an improved um, data
H
processing and dashboards, right?
no. So if you have a DT server, you have a two node, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is your primary. This is your secondary. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So first, you will then data will send to primary node. Okay.
Okay.
And whenever this server went down because of any reasons, like there is too much load on the server, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
something went down with the server, yeah, some cloud side, some that region was down, yeah, some right. So if this server down, then we can configure, we can all the data will move to this server.
Okay. So
Okay,
okay. So I mean, just for the efficiency purpose, right?
yeah, we can say it is called as a HA, high availability,
Okay. High availability. All right. And is
right?
there any like basic SLA or the given by Dynatrace? Say, for example, one has a single node. So, how many outages or what is
See,
the outage or is very
see,
frequent?
no, listen. This HA, this server is running on your your environment. So you will be responsible, right? Right. See, this server is running on AWS server. Okay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can take one data center, one region, right? One zone. Okay.
Oh,
We have configured the agents. Okay. We have installed the server. And when config spin up the server, we have installed the DT server. Okay. You can take another server, not same zone, different zones, right? So you do know that availability on zone level, then group level, then that they have different data center level, right? Suppose we have one server in Mumbai data center, okay, in
Mm-hmm.
one zone. I have a spin of one more VM that with Chennai data center and with one zone. Okay, so if this data center itself down because of some bombarding anything, at least I will be responsible. So this data center will be up, right? So availability on AWS side we did. Okay, this server went down means, okay, some of the zone went down, yeah, something you, so that time AWS will be responsible, right? But AWS say 99.99% will be available, right? So because, yeah, someone doing some configuration on this, automatically that server went down because of some reason. Okay, then at least you should
So,
have this
okay,
server.
I'm trying to understand. So, these nodes will be installed on machines that will be ours, and those machines would be on our I mean, our environment only, whether it
Yeah,
is Azure or AWS. Okay.
yeah, this because that is called as a manage, right? You are managing everything. No, Dynatrace is not responsible for this.
Mm-hmm.
When you are taking a SaaS, at that time that server went down to your port, you are not able to log into portal. That time Dynatrace is responsible. You will getting an
Mm-hmm.
email from this time to this time. You 1 week itself there will some maintenance activity, so the server will be down. Okay, so during this, because they are maintaining, right? But here you are the responsible.
So this is like pass, right?
See, platform as a service, uh, something is different. This is like managed.
Okay.
PaaS level,
And
we can say that on the container level, OCP, then Kubernetes. That is something different. Okay, that cluster level. But this is like on premise. We can say this is your
on premise.
on premise. Okay.
So they give you a link of like some agent, and then you install on that machine
Yeah,
uh,
they will give you
straight
some
away.
command. They will give you some command with the steps to install DT server. Okay, I'll give you that link. I'll give you that some screenshot. You can understand that how that DT server is getting installed. Okay, I'll show you
Okay.
that. Okay, just to, now let's.
And these servers should be in the same network where our application servers reside,
Yeah,
so that the application servers can connect to this.
yeah, correct. Now, so you understood, right? So basic you understood. Okay, so this architecture, hope you understood. Now,
Mhm.
one agent is
Right,
connecting to
right.
cluster node. Okay.
Would we be coming on that point when you said you'll explain why ActiveGate is
Yeah,
recommended in this? Okay,
We have so
okay,
many
okay.
scenario I'm covering. So
Yeah, yeah.
this is basic
Okay,
setup.
okay.
Like whenever
Like,
you are
okay.
setuping, just will set up the cluster. So suppose you are going to manage the Dynatrace now in your organization, right? So your first task will be for install the cluster. Once cluster is up, then so first now you are seeing here, right? CMC, right?
Mm-hmm.
So once you install the DT server, this is a DT server, right? DT server is installed on your only Linux machine, Linux family. Okay, not Windows. Okay, only support. Okay, now
Okay.
once you have installed the DT server on the Linux machine, okay, then you will get a link. Okay, so installation is successful. You will get a link to open your CMC portal first. Okay, CMC portal. Just remember. Okay, CMC means Cluster Management Console. So in Dynatrace Manage, we have a two portal. One is CMC portal, one is Dynatrace Web UI. Okay, don't confuse.
Mm-hmm.
Cluster Management Console. Okay, so you will get two portal link. Once DT server is installed successfully, you will get a link with something like that. Okay, HTTP colon double slash suppose 10.96.44.3. This is your server IP. Okay, and
Okay.
port something. Okay, just to hit this URL with the IP, it will open your CMC portal. Then you can configure that CMC portal URL. There you will get a portal of web UI. Okay.
Okay.
So there you will get a portal of web UI. So you can once from CMC portal is up, then you will get you will get an option to open your web UI. Just you click hit over there, there will be new tab will be open with the Dynatrace portal. Okay, that you are seeing, we are seeing, right? So that portal will come. Okay, just to remember as of now this much. Okay. So once DT server is installed, you will get a link. You will get an option install successfully. Click on this link in the Linux Linux prompt itself. You will get click on this link. Okay, to open the CMC
Mm.
portal. Okay, it will
Okay.
I'll show you that. Okay, so this will just to click over there. It will open CMC portal. There you can see under the environment that Dynatrace Web UI portal. Okay.
Okay.
So in manage you will get a two portal. One is CMC portal and second is Dynatrace portal. And now you will ask, now there you will get some confusion. In CMC portal, what are the things we can do? Okay, so CMC portal you can check, you can understand the license details, user group creation, user access. Okay, then some SSO configuration, single sign on, some
Yeah, yeah.
authentication, yeah, LDAP,
Mm-hmm.
LDAP authentication, right? So if people have,
Right.
yeah, so that kind of activity you can do it in CMC portal through the CMC portal. One
Mm-hmm.
is environment creation. Suppose you want, so CMC portal is you want to create an environment for Dynatrace for 2-3 accounts. Okay, so you can create an environment first. Second, you can give the all the access like user level access, yeah, permissions, all those things, right? That you want to do all those things. Like suppose I need Dynatrace access, right? So where I need to go? You need to go CMC portal and you need to provide the access from the CMC portal itself. Then that SSO integration, yeah, LDAP authentication, yeah, SAML authentication. These are the activity you can, yeah, license details you want to see. These are the activity you can do it on CMC portal. Okay.
So we can integrate SSO with CMC. I mean, any login authentication in our application will go through the Dynatrace server.
Yeah. So like how you want to authenticate, right? Like if you want, like, see, if you are not integrating this one, like with LDAP, yeah, some SSO, then what will happen is it will sync with your group. Okay, that AD, Active Directory
Mm.
group. So if you are part of this group, then only you can get the access of Dynatrace. You can log into the portal, right? Now, suppose if you are not integrating with SSO, yeah, some particular groups, you are not, yeah, LDAP authentication, you are not done. You can give me access to me also, right? If you are the owner, you can and provide Dynatrace access to someone else, like with the Gmail ID or something like that. Also, because there will be some security breach, right? Uh,
Mhm.
right. If suppose you are the owner of that Dynatrace, nobody, if you are not integrating with SSO, yeah, you are not authenticated with the LDAP or something, then you can give the access to anyone with the Gmail credential also. But if you are integrating with SSO, then that member should be part of this group, right?
Right.
Some AD group, right? If he is a part of AD group, then only he can access the environment. Otherwise,
Mm.
I have left the organization. Suppose, just to think, I have left the organization. I'm not you have not integrated with some of that SSO authentications, yeah, LDAP authentications and all, and then still my access will be there. If you want to keep my information, you said, yeah, I have removed, but you cannot. But it's a part of SSO. The people, someone from ADT will remove their ID from AD, right? Group.
Mm.
Once
Mhm.
they will disable, automatically all those access, he's accessing all the across the organization, he's accessing whatever the portals, it will be closed automatically. He cannot log in because his ID itself is invalid.
Right.
Are you getting my point?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
So
all the user roles and permission is also, this is all is provided that you can only give read only to all the users, things like that.
yeah, so that depends. Okay, if user access read access also, that's fine. Now if you see, uh, okay, so just you understand, so that is the region people are integrating with SSO, yeah, LDAP. So once you integrating, so while giving the SSO authentication, the same way you are logging with Outlook, your same ID password, you are logging Dynatrace with same ID password, you are logging with your some company portal, timesheet portal, all those things with same user ID and password. The same thing, Dynatrace also with the same user ID and password. So is a part of one AD group. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, now I left the organization, so they will remove my ID from there. Automatically, it will remove from everywhere. But if you have not integrating anything, that ID it is there, they can log in.
Right, right.
I'll give you the one
So
example.
that
Just
that will be automatically done now. For example, one employee leaves the organization, the IT team would automatically disable his account,
yeah,
say X ABC dot net at,
yeah,
so
he
that
he disabled.
I
But Dynatrace is not integrated with SSO, or you have given the access with. Dynatrace is not integrated with any LDAP SSO.
okay,
Normal
like
just integrated.
individual we have given an individual access to that email.
He just you think corporate ID itself. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, still he can log into the portal because Dynatrace is not getting authentication from AD. Okay, he
Okay.
got the user ID and password. He can log into the Dynatrace portal. Just I'll give you the
But
one
that
example.
email ID is no longer exists, right?
Yeah, just you think. You are saying no. This is Dynatrace, right? This is the
Mm-hmm.
Dynatrace portal. If I'll go to the dashboard, now this is my ID, right? Deepak.ranjan@cognizant.com. Okay, you can
Mm-hmm.
see, right? I'm not working
Yes.
in this organization now.
Okay.
Still I'm able to log in. Why? Because of that reason, right? Because still my this ID is not exist. Okay, this ID is not at all
Mm-hmm.
existing. But still I can log in. Why? Because whenever I want to reset the password, that time I will get difficulty. But if I should have that user ID and password, I can log in till three
So there
months.
is no timelines for I mean account getting expired and you need to reset the password.
Yeah.
From Dynatrace perspective.
That you need to set, right, every 30 days that password should expire, yeah, all those things. That you
Okay.
are that is the reason people are integrating with
AD.
AD to secure
Okay.
your environment.
Mm-hmm.
Understood?
So are you not part of Cognizant right now?
No, I'm not at all working now.
Okay. So you're working as a freelancer now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is the reason people are using. That is the reason. But this environment is not belongs to Cognizant. This environment belongs to Dynatrace.
Mm-hmm.
So Dynatrace environment is not integrating, so they're not allowed to, right? So they will, if you are from higher level, yeah, you're doing all the POC activity, then and that pre-sales activity, then they can give you that access to this portal. But once it is expired, you cannot log in. Once that you reset the password, you want to reset the password because that password will not go to that email because email does not exist.
Right.
But if you have user ID and password, and then you can able to log in. That is the
Mm-hmm.
reason it's happening. Okay, so that is the reason it should be secure. Now we are coming to second architecture. In second architecture, now you can see one agent is installed. Okay, you can see cluster activate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now cluster activate. So cluster activate and environment activate. So cluster activate, first you think why it is required. So cluster activate is required whenever you want to monitor agentless RAM.
Okay.
Agentless RAM means where you cannot
Real user.
no.
Okay.
Agentless RAM. RAM means a real user monitoring. That's fine. But agentless RAM means where you cannot install the agents and still you need the informations about real user monitoring. Some of the applications they will not allow you to install the agents. Okay, that depends. There is some policy, anything. Okay, but still you need RAM data. Okay, real user monitoring data. Then it is required cluster active gate on dedicated VM. So suppose you want to use all those components, cluster node, cluster activate, environment activate, you should have 3 VM. Okay, so and synthetic monitoring. So synthetic monitoring we'll discuss. This is a very vast topic, but just to understand where we cannot install the agents, that is called agent system. Mobile app, you want to monitor HDFC app, yeah, Axis Bank app, yeah, SBI Bank app. These are the banks that are using Dynatrace. Okay, so
Okay.
if they want to monitor mobile applications, because bank apps are most of the people are using bank app only, right? They're not going to log into the web portal and doing some transaction. They log
Hello.
into. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just your voice got disconnected in between.
Okay. So
Last I
when
heard you was SBI using Dynatrace.
yeah, so whenever most of the peoples are using bank app, right? Because bank app is very familiar, right? So and 99% you can say peoples are using because internet, yeah, mobiles, you are getting good mobile, all those things. People are using only mobile. So if they want to monitor mobile applications, that to real user data, RAM data, then you should have a cluster active gate. If you want
Mm-hmm.
to monitor synthetic monitoring, then you should have the cluster active gate. Synthetic monitoring will discuss all those part will discuss in details, just for architecture point of view, just to understand. For this many agentless RAM, mobile RAM, and synthetic monitoring is if you want to monitor, is required cluster active gate. Okay, now one agent. So what environment active gate still we do have. So environment active gate again is required for dump and all. Okay, cloud monitoring, dump, all those things. Still we have environment activate. So one agent will install, one agent will send the data to environment activate for traffic managing, compress the traffic, then you want to take a memory dump, all those things. Yeah, cloud monitoring. Still this is required for environment activate. Now one agent is connected to environment activate. Yeah, as a gateway you can see you can see that symbol, right? It's a gateway. It's kind of gateway also. So one agent will send data to environment activate. Environment activate will send the data to cluster activate, and cluster activate will send the data to cluster node.
Mm-hmm.
But for this one, agentless RAM, mobile RAM, and synthetic monitoring, this data directly sending to cluster activate and is sending to cluster node.
Okay.
Are you getting point?
Okay. It is directly sending to active gate cluster and
Yeah.
not to the active one agents.
So this is only for application data.
Okay.
You can see the arrow, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Now, and remaining part it is same. So this is the REST API also you can connect with cluster activate, and you can some fetch some custom informations, yeah, reports through API. All those things you can do that. Yeah, you can integrate with something via API. Then you have a CMC portal, cluster management console portal, and web portal. Then
So
Dynatrace we
web
have.
portal is something that which we as a customer see the collected data on dashboards, right?
These are
The web
this
UI.
is web portal.
Okay.
So how many applications? This is your web portal.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So you can do that. Okay. So you can remember the port. Okay. One external context too. So external context will come agentless RAM, mobile RAM, synthetic 9999, cluster active gate to cluster node 443. Most of the ports are 443 and 9999. Environment active gate to cluster active gate 9999.
Okay.
Now.
So for
You-
SaaS also, in 14-day trial version,
Hmm.
is ActiveGate available if one has to take a memory dump?
Yeah, I'll show you that. I will live. I will show you that. I will install environment ActiveGate and I'll take some memory dump for some of the process,
Hmm.
all those things.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now we'll go one more uh, step deeper. We have so many scenarios managed. So still, so now here,
Understanding the architecture is, the most important thing, how it works at the back end.
yeah,
Gets really confusing sometimes.
yeah. Now you can see. Now what they have did is now they have added one load balancer. There's too much
Hmm.
data, right? So they need to manage the
Right.
load. Otherwise, it will be that cluster active get down. This data cannot send to cluster node, and that all the data will gone. You cannot see the data in web UI. So in that they have added one load balancer. Okay.
Hmm.
So this data will send it to load balancer. Okay. And then load balancer will send the data to cluster active gate. Okay.
Okay.
To manage, just like you want to increase your availability from you, because if you are an architect, you need to think customer data in every perspective should be safe and there will be no downtime. Okay.
Hmm.
Because if you added here, okay, cluster, suppose you have added one cluster activate, okay, customer is very big, that depends like how much agents you are going to install. Okay, because it's based on that only you can prepare the architecture. Suppose when I was working in Cognizant, there was around 10,000 node, 10,000 node. So 10,000 agents means you can, it was around a 3 node cluster, and out of 3 node cluster everything we have on high availability. Okay, so I have implemented on in Cognizant that cluster active gate. So everything is, so whenever you will prepare the architecture, you said one cluster. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I, 1 second. Okay, so whenever you prepare the architecture, if you add one cluster active gate, one cluster node, okay, one cluster,
Hmm.
one I'm adding. Okay, here one, here one. Okay, now management will ask if this cluster went down, what will happen? Again, all the data went, you cannot see the data in web UI. For if this cluster active gate was down for 2 hours, you cannot see the data for 2 hours, right?
Right.
Right. So then you should add one more cluster active gate to, if this done, at least this one should be there.
Hmm.
Then again they will ask if suppose this there's too much load. Okay, load is like we are expecting a load. Suppose this is will be on VM, right? So you can add 8 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM, some 500 GB disk space, yeah, some, okay, two virtual CPU, four core virtual CPU, right? Based on that, based on that expectation, the traffic should be 2 lakh requests per minute, something. Okay. Now it is reaching more than that. This server went down. This
Hmm.
data is connecting with this server now. So the same traffic, this server also went down, right? Within a minute.
Right.
Okay, within a minute, because they expected uh, too much high load on the server. Okay, there's too much load on the server, so this also went down. Again, you cannot see the data. To
Hmm.
manage this, better you add one load balancer over here. Are you getting my point? So they have added one
Yes.
more load balancer, the same DMG, and it is done. So now it is all the data will send to load balancer. They will manage the load. Based on that, equally they will distribute the load to both the server. Now suppose you have 100 requests coming, then 50 will send to here, 50 will send to here. Then they can manage that load at least. Okay. So
Right.
load balance. Now you're coming to proxy. Now customer wants, if I don't want to see upgrade, yeah, license status, all those things, direct pass to that mission control, because through mission control, Dynatrace access your environment.
Hmm.
1 second. Through mission control, Dynatrace member can access your complete environments. So he said that customer need, I don't want to pass the information directly to mission control. So I would like to have one proxy in between. So at least I can understand what are the data is getting passed over here.
Right.
For that safer side, we have added one proxy. Okay, because this is, you can see, right, this is a Dynatrace zone, this line to right,
Hmm.
this is your zone. Okay, so in that between they have added one proxy server, so whatever the data is getting passed, because all the data is getting stored in cluster node, cluster, right?
Hmm.
And still the Dynatrace has the access to your cluster node. Still they have, because they, through mission control, they can check your license detail. Through mission control they can check your server health, server agent cluster activate health status. Through mission control they can upgrade, they can give you the option to upgrade your cluster node, cluster activate, agents environment activate. Okay, and they want to check health status for also. For that, every time that mission control will be open only. So
Right.
customer said, I don't want to pass the information directly to mission control to Dynatrace directly. In between, I should have that one proxy. At least I can see what are the data is getting passed. Now we'll go one more scenario, the cluster node level. Now you see. So till here it is same. The load balancer, everything is the same. Now cluster node I have added on the data center level. So that I told you, right? On the first architecture itself, I have told you. So I have a spin up 2 VM to high ability. One is a data center A. So I told you one is Mumbai data center I have added. One is Chennai data center I have added. Spin up 1 VM. So if it is a 2 node cluster, yeah, 3 node cluster. So it is a 6 node cluster. That depends,
Right.
right? How you can do that. So on the data center level, I have added one VM. Whenever you log into that AWS account, right side you can see that there will be data center. If you click on that account, there will be so many data center. Okay,
Hmm.
and once you click over there, so Ohio region, California region, Canada region, Mumbai region, Chennai region. So that is the data center. So and you select the data center, you will spin up 2 3 VMs, use it. Okay, same you can select different data center and spin up 2 3 VMs and you can use it, right? So this is the availability on data center level. So suppose this there was if the data center itself went down because of something, any earthquake was happened, this data center went down.
And these are nodes are all what, Linux machines or what?
These are the Linux machine,
Okay.
because manage cluster installation always support Linux family. So this is the availability on data center level.
Okay. And apart from when installing the DT server,
Hmm.
managed DT server,
Hmm.
we run commands on these Linux machines. Apart from installation,
Hmm.
uh, when do when all times we need to use these Linux machines just to have a, मतलब, a kind of weekly reboot, something like that?
No.
Do we require constant usage, or once they are installed, then that's it,
Hmm.
we don't need to use them again?
You don't need
In,
to use them again. That's it. You install the cluster node. That's it. Okay. Somewhere you want to change some path or something. Okay. That in the node cluster node level, that time you need to log in. And that rarely you will log into the cluster node.
so don't they
Rarely.
require reboot to just clear the disk usage or something like these utilizations and everything?
They have
Any
some.
process that's
Okay.
stuck?
I'll tell you. I will tell you the retention policy and all. Okay. There is some retention automatically will data will delete all those things. I'll tell you that. Okay. They have, because all the data is not like getting stored. No, they have some retention policies. Data is getting deleted also daily by daily, weekly by weekly, monthly by monthly, automatically.
Okay, so they have already updated the settings by default in those machines.
Yeah, because see that suppose here we have added in one in cluster node A, we have added 500 GB disk. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
storage. Okay, now 5 has do you think so? 500 GB it will full within a week. Within a week it will full. Okay,
No, no. Okay.
Suppose we have added 500 disks, so data is getting stored. Okay, here all the data is getting
Mm-hmm.
stored here already, right? Because all
Right.
the live data is getting stored. So daily, how many transactions happening on the application? Million on billion of transactions happening on their application, right? Because we have installed
Right.
agents on 10,000 servers. All the data we are getting collected over here. Within a
Mm-hmm.
fraction of hour, yeah, fraction of within a week, our data will be full. Okay, that storage will be full. Okay. Now, do you think so that net custom? Do you think so? It is possible to copy the data and put it into one server every week? Is should required, right? There should be one
Mm-hmm.
dedicated member for that. So we have some retention policy over here, like how long this data will store, how long this data will store, how long this data will store. There is some, we have some retention policy. So automatically
Okay.
data will get deleted. You are not going to take a backup, all those things. Automatically data will get deleted. We
Okay.
have, so here we have high resolution data, low resolution data, and medium resolution data that will be getting deleted automatically from the server.
Okay. So just in case one requires to see 1 year old metrics or something like, so it's better to download the dashboard or the template right there itself and save it in your local.
So yeah, so if low resolution data, there is a call never purge, never delete it. Okay, so we have some retention policy in code level data, how long you can see. If metrics level data, how long you can see. This level data, live data, how long you can see. That information we have, that is called as a retention policy. That's for that we'll see in later. Okay, they have some retention policy. Okay, so you cannot say that if I'll take a 1 year data, you cannot get a 1 year data, live data. Why? Because we have retention policy. Data will store maximum 35 days and 90 days. So we have
Okay.
that retention policy. Okay.
So Dynatrace does an option of, downloading created dashboard as a template, right? Or does it not?
Dynatrace does allow to suppose you have created one dashboard, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you would like to use the same dashboard for different account also. Suppose you are handling 2 3 account. So what you can do is you can download the JSON file.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and you can upload to the over there in the next environment, next account. And once it is uploaded, just to change the metrics and all. That agent name, application name, then you change that automatically. Dashboard will get created. We have option
Okay,
to
so
import and
that
export.
is a kind of a template you're telling me, right? As a
Yeah.
template can be
You,
I'm
yes.
asking, for example, there is an important run. Say for
Mm,
example, there is an important run. 1 hour metrics, there is an important run. Okay.
mm.
So I wish to keep that data for future perspective for baselining, okay, or
No,
benchmarking.
that you cannot
Now,
download and you cannot keep it.
okay, only snapshots I can keep, right?
That you take that snapshot,
Okay.
image,
But
screenshot.
any data viewable on view that we can view on dashboards can't be downloaded as a file, PDF file or something like
No,
that.
no, no, no,
HTML
no,
report.
no, 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 no. You cannot do that. In any tool, you cannot do that. So
But
you
I
understood.
remember when we used to have Dynatrace AppMon, which was kind of on-premised software, right? We
Mm.
used to get downloaded on the machine. There we used to get a PDF file, right, as a part of a report, something like that.
See that as a report, you can see that. So in AppMon 6.5 or 7.2, whatever that you're using, 7, in their option, any dashboard you can save as a report. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here also is option, any dashboard you want to save as subscribe as a report. Okay, and you will receive our
Okay.
on email.
Okay.
So if I'll go to this dashboard, this is my dashboard, right? If I'll here go,
Mm-hmm.
you can see subscribe, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'll subscribe, enable report, right?
Okay.
But I don't want to enable because that link will go to that Cognizant ID. So that is the reason you can have options. Enable report. Once you enable report, so report will be send you automatically to your email ID weekly and monthly basis. Okay, that you get
Mm-hmm.
option. Do you want to enable for weekly and monthly? Okay, and once you enable the report, this data will send it to your email box.
Okay. So that is what I'm just trying to understand. Okay,
Hmm.
when we can enable reports, this will go to our email ID on our system, and so that based on retention policy, when this data will no longer be available after 60, 90 days or whatever days,
Hmm.
still I can access that report because I already have it in my
Yeah,
email, right?
that you can do that. That you can do that.
Yeah. So I'm just yeah, that is what I was asking. Okay.
So you understood the architecture.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, okay, and then tomorrow I will show you that how to install manage setup. I'll have one document. I'll show you that, and then what is that requirement? Okay, to install the manage server to the server level, like how much GB RAM, how many CPU, how much CPU is required. I'll show you that tomorrow. Then we can proceed with agent installation and all. Okay.
Okay, so we'll be like starting with like manage installation, or we'll
No, no,
first
it is a
starting with
SaaS only. Manage, we can't get license.
okay, okay. So we'll be doing SaaS installation.
Yeah, all those. Just only manage server. I will show you that as a document how to install it. At least you can
Mm-hmm.
remember it, and you can use it for future reference. But apart from that, everything you can do it in SaaS only.
Okay.
Do it in
So
SaaS only.
have you ever installed and configured managed for any client?
Yeah, I have configured for 3 clients, so I do have some document. I'll show you that.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay then. Thank you.
Okay. So can you also please share this community link, so just in case I can go through these pictures.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. I'll connect.
Okay. Thank you, Ganesh. Have a good day.